Governor Greg Abbott was recently inaugurated for his third term.
Yeah, he joins us live from Austin now. Governor Abbott, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Of course.
Well,
my pleasure.
Thank you. Well, Deer Park and Pasadena are reeling from the devastation by that tornado on Tuesday. I was out there yesterday. Remarkable to talk to the people. They're so resilient out there. You have issued a disaster declaration for Southeast Texas. What resources are coming to these people?
So we want to help everybody affected by the storm recover as quickly as possible. And that's exactly what the Texas Emergency Management Team does. For one, they will help with debris removal. They're going to help people get back into where they live. The first thing they actually did was to go into houses and search and rescue teams and see if there's anybody who was trapped. But now we're in the rebuilding phase. And one thing that we've been working with Deer Park and Pasadena on, because they were the hardest hit, is to have a one-stop location that both residents of both of those cities will be able to use starting this weekend, where they can go meet with their insurer and file an insurance claim. We want to try to help them make it as easy as possible for everybody whose property was damaged to be able to file an insurance claim. There should be more information about that forthcoming, perhaps today or tomorrow, probably from the mayors of the cities of Deer Park and Pasadena.
It's good to know, Governor, that help is coming in so quickly. I do want to switch gears and quickly ask you about the unprecedented $33 billion budget surplus. A lot of talk about that in Austin. A lot of also ideas about where that money should go, including property tax relief for homeowners. What is the likelihood of that happening?
Well, first of all, we are blessed with a record-breaking budget surplus. And the reason for it is because we have so many hardworking Texans and so many businesses that are succeeding so well in the state of Texas. But I made the commitment when I was on the campaign trail that I wanted to use about half of that budget surplus to go to property tax relief. And already in the early budget proposals by both the House and Senate, they've inserted $15 billion for property tax relief. That's a good start. We got to make sure that we get at least that much passed and use it to effectively reduce the property taxes the Texans pay, because it's just way too high.
Well, Governor, speaking of that surplus, you have a lot of teachers who've been up in Austin. They are saying, hey, we need some of this money too. They're asking for a substantial raise, a cost of living increase for retirees. Do you also support that?
So because the budget surplus is so large, because the state is so prosperous, we're going to have funds to address a lot of different needs, one of which will be education. As governor, I have allocated more funding for public education than any governor in Texas history, and provided more funding for teacher pay raises than any governor in Texas history. And we expect to, once again, this session, provide additional pay raises for our teachers.
Well, speaking of schools and looking ahead to that next legislative session, you have emphasized the necessity of making our schools safer, especially in the wake of Uvalde. So do you think that more campuses need counselors and mental health services as part of that formula to improve on safety?
So one thing that we must pass this session, I said it in my inauguration speech, the session is not going to end until we secure our schools. And there's several things to do about that. One is to have a greater law enforcement presence and make the schools safer. But you identify something very important that is definitely needed, and that is more counselors or psychologists on campuses. You know, in the shooting in Santa Fe and the shooting in Uvalde, both of the shooters would have been seniors the year the shooting took place. Their signs of mental health challenges occurred long before that. If they had a psychologist or a counselor who was working with all their students, they could have perhaps been able to prevent that shooting from taking place. I believe strongly that we need more psychologists and counselors at all of our campuses around the state.
Governor, we have about 30 seconds or so left here. I know you were talking with some of our colleagues at Fox News earlier. Texas, one of 19 states suing the Biden administration, trying to stop its migrant parole program. You also have been meeting with some members of Congress from Texas. What might come out of those talks?
So out of the talks with Congress, listen, they're working on a very robust package to make sure that people will stop coming across the border illegally. One part of doing that is just for the president to enforce the law. Another part will be some new laws that the Republicans in Congress and the U.S. House will pass that will make it harder for people to cross illegally and stronger for the federal government to respond to those illegal crossings.
Well, Governor Greg Abbott, it was a pleasure to have you on Fox 26 News at 5 tonight. I'm new to Texas, so it's so nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
All right.